Let me get my camera set up here. I apologize. It's kind of hard to get it in the holder. There we go. How about that? I like that. I got a new phone holder the other day last week. Let's see how that looks. You know how that goes. It's a beautiful day here. Currently only in the 70s. Oh, that looks really nice. Yeah, that'll work. What do you think about that? I like that. That looks good. You can see the whole page. Yay! All right. I'm going to get some music set up here, I hope. My headset going here. How's everybody doing today? I hope you're doing well. Yay for Fridays. Let's see now. What do we got going on here? Uh-oh. Oh, okay, we're good. How about have a good day? Have a great day. Oh, made for me, of course. Well, hi, Sherry. I'm glad to hear that. I'm just finishing getting everything set up here. I'm sorry I was a little bit late. Thank you for waiting on me. All right, there we go. Ooh, what happened here? Oh, I know what happened. Now if I figure out how to fix it. Let's see if that made a difference. Right, it does. Well, what happened was my mama wanted to run some errands, and that put us a little bit behind today. I actually don't need that right now. I don't need my big fan on today. I've got my little fan going, but I didn't need my big fan on because it's still gorgeous out. Well, it's 70 degrees. So I don't need my big fan, which I am happy about. Go on, baby. Sorry, baby. It's time for mama. Time for mama to do her thing. Let me get a drink here. Anyway, she wanted to go run some errands, and one of the errands she wanted was, yes, exactly. As she says, we went and blew the stink off of her. um, she wanted to go get some fish for Fish Friday. And when I got there, I had to wait a few minutes for the fish to be done. So Mama got her fresh fish. Yes, it is quite lovely because she hasn't been out for a minute. So I am happy that she felt up to going, and I knew everybody would understand if we were a little bit late. Yes, that's what we call it, blowing the stink off of us. Right? Makes sense to us, you know. You haven't been out, you go get the wind in your hair and everything. Now, I do want to test out. Oh, that's really good. I'm dropping things already. Well, that's not good. That was the lid to my drink. Oh, I think I see it. Pardon my hair. Went up under my desk. All right. We got the lid. We good. And of course, my package with my new supplies is supposed to be here around between 3 and 4 o'clock. You know, right when I'm still streaming. Now, I did want to test out and see if I can zoom. So pardon me for a moment while I mess with the camera. Wrong way. First of all, let's get everything even. There we go. You know, I'm still new at this, so I wanted to see. Oh, well, looky there. Oh, I can zoom in. Oh, awesome. I'm going to zoom out now. Hopefully I can get, there we go. Right? Okay, for now we're going to leave it right there, but I can zoom in. Oh, I'm so excited. I can zoom in. How exciting. That'll be so handy. I'm not going to leave it zoomed in for now. But I can zoom in, and that makes me very, very excited when I want to show you guys something real close. I can now zoom in. Woohoo! Doing the happy dance. Doing the happy dance. Oh. Now, I hope I don't shake my table. See, before now, I had my arm connected to a different table, so when I colored it wouldn't shake the camera at all. And now it's connected to the same table that I'm coloring on, and I don't know how well that's going to work. I'm going to try not to bump it and that sort of thing. We'll see. Let's tighten up the arms. Maybe that'll help. I'm still new to using it, so we'll see. Eventually, I'm going to have it so it's on a different platform. Yeah, that was me doing that altogether so that we don't run into that problem. So I thought we'd work today on these pretty sunflowers from my coloring book, Ivy Sunflower Spectacular. Available on Amazon, of course. I would love it to be on the good paper. However, that's not an option. Amazon Publishing does not give you an option to put it on the good paper. Yet. I'm hoping they do one of these days. Hooked on a Feeling. What a great way to start. I let Spotify feed me random music, and I love it. I think we're going to start with the leaves today. These two background leaves. One of these days I'll have a camera too that you can see me dancing when I'm dancing here. Yeah, my cat kindly rearranged all my pencils the other day, so I'm a little bit lost. But yes, I did order the Kalour. I can talk. And that should be in this afternoon. I'm excited about it. We shall see how they go. If they come in while I'm live, then we'll unbox it live. I'm going to sharpen this pencil real quick. This is lime peel. Beautiful green. Okay, awesome. I'll take a look when we're done here. I wanted to see that. Not shaking it too bad, more than what I'd like, so I will take that under advisement. And my gut feeling was right that it was going to be a little bit shaky, but we'll go with it for today. At least now I know the distance it needs to be in order for me to zoom out. And I can adjust accordingly now. It's so hard. You'd think that the camera or YouTube or whatever would have something built in as a little stabilizer. Because I'm not really shaking the table, you know. But hey, it is what it is, and we'll deal with it. Yes, and I also ordered the Kirby Roseanne's Imagimorphia. So I'll get to do that skull a second time. That's how we're looking at that. And you bet that's the first picture I'm going to color in it. All right, where'd it go? There it is. Kelp green. I'm in love with this green. I am excited to get the Kalours, though. And then I will know exactly what you and Hillbilly are talking about all the time with them. Let me double check here. Make sure they're still on their way. Ooh, it's been updated. It says between 2:15 and 4:15. It's out for delivery. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Right? Not sharpening them a lot would be nice. I hope they have a good feel to them when you lay them down. That's what I like about the Prismacolors, is they feel really nice. And that's not something I can judge, you know, without feeling them for myself. But I also want something that I don't go through as fast. I mean, right now, yes, I need to make another Prismacolor order soon. There's no way around that. I'm missing too many yellows. Kind of hard to color sunflowers if you don't have enough yellows. I mean, one of the main colors I'm missing right now, I lost the pencil literally, is sunburst yellow. I cannot find my sunburst yellow anywhere. The cat probably knocked it off somewhere, and I cannot find it. How can you make a sunflower all about sunshine if you don't have some sunburst yellow, you know? Oh, why you're here? Why you're here and Duke is not? Duke, you better not be watching right now. If you're out there watching and I don't know, speak up now because I don't want to spoil the surprise. Don't be watching it later either. I gotta show you this, Sherry. Mostly because I'm really proud of it. It's not finished yet, but maybe I'll just show you part of it. Hang on, I gotta get it out here. Yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll cover part of it. Where's the other one? There's the other one. It's a tractor in watercolor. I'm not finished with it yet, obviously, but that's what's been on my easel. And I haven't. Thank you. I haven't shown it to Duke yet, so I'm gonna get it off of here. I doubt he'll watch it later anyway, but he knows something is on my easel. And I keep refusing to tell him what it is. But now you know. That's the surprise. He's kind of got an idea. Well, now, what did I do? Oh, I'm missing things right, left, and center today. What on earth is going on? Kitty, did you knock it off? Hang on. Yes, Kitty did. Oh, tell you what. These kitties lately. Anyway. Oh, you're welcome. Thank you. I have not done a watercolor in a long time. And I am tickled pink with it, with how it's turning out. I'll work on it this evening, later on this evening too. In other words, Duke, if you're watching, you were supposed to close your eyes. Don't spoil the surprise. I doubt he is. With everything that's happened between this life and the cat bite wound and everything else, and the breakup and the friggin' moving into the RV, I haven't painted for a long time now. And it's been nice to paint again. And I think it looks pretty darn cool. I've never painted a tractor before. I've never drawn a tractor before. But I think it's turning out nice. Thank you. Thank you. I've done a lot of other things, but they're mostly been florals. Florals I can do in my sleep. This tractor is challenging. You know? It's not something I know exactly what goes where. And I'm not going for realistic. I want the impression of a tractor. I'm not a big fan of hyperrealism or realism. I want it to be recognizable. I don't want it to look like a photograph. If I wanted a photograph, I would take a picture. That's just how I am. I want it to be representative. Does that make sense? All right, cool. I love my watercolors though, and I love how they flow, and I love how they look. I love my watercolors as much as I love my Prismas. Yes, exactly. Exactly. Well, most of it does. Let's put it that way. The part that I covered up is not my favorite yet. So, but it's something new for me. So, of course, I'm probably not going to like it. But I love the way the tractors turned out. And I promised kids, that I would make some tractors for them to color. So, I've got to learn how to draw tractors. Well, the thought behind it really is I needed the practice. And this the opportunity presented itself so perfectly in line with what I'm doing otherwise, the stuff right now off camera that I don't share. which I'm in the process of gathering the materials for the kids book. I gotta finish the cats up first. I gotta have that done by October. Which means next month you'll be hearing me talk about cats, cats, cats. Oh, here comes a train. I like that. Gonna throw in a few darks. And I'm also gonna take a moment here to push my couch a little bit closer. I had to move it. Anyway, 1 second here. I have probably moved my couch 5 times in the past 2 days. All right, which dark should we use? Let me sharpen this up real quick. So what are you working on this afternoon, Sherry? All right, we're gonna throw some olive on here. A double page from Rooms of Wonder by Joanna Basford. Awesome. Oh, I love those shelf pictures. I love coloring all the little items. I was thinking about getting that. I think it's even on my list to get that book. I have her Lost Oceans book somewhere. I haven't been able to locate it. It's in storage somewhere. But I know I have it. I love her work. I love her work. I've got How to Draw Inky Wonderlands. I have that book from her. That's a fun book. But that's more instructional than on drawing. And I know why she did that book. Number one, a lot of people want to know how to draw like that. But number two, the way that she puts her shapes together is what makes her unique. And the creativity behind her books. So it doesn't matter if you know how to draw like her, you're not going to produce books like her. Does that make sense? Yes, she's the reason a lot of people got into coloring. No, nobody else draws like she does. Because it's the way she puts it together. I mean, I can sit here and Zentangle all day long. Or tangle or do the stylized drawing like she does. I've done pages upon pages upon pages upon pages upon pages of it. But she puts it together in such a unique way. It's charming and delightful. And yes, I love her work. Absolutely love it. And she also, you know, Zentangle is, yes, it's heartfelt, is a specific method of drawing that is copyrighted. But anybody, what they can't do is they can't copyright the shapes. You cannot copyright a circle. You know, that's ridiculous. But she also can't call her work Zentangling because it's not. It is a form of tangling, though, because she draws things specifically in the same manner every time she draws it. But in that case, it's more of a patterned drawing. But then she puts them together in a unique way. You know, she might draw the same flower, you know, the flower the same way every time, but maybe she'll put it this way, or she'll put it that way, or she'll put a ring of them. You know what you understand what I'm saying. So she is unique and different in that manner. Yeah, and she lives in England, and U.S. copyright laws don't apply in England. Or Wales. I think she lives actually in Wales. I love her work. Absolutely love it. And I love tangling, I love Zentangling, I love pattern drawing. As a matter of fact, before the coloring boom where you could suddenly get all these nice coloring books, I was coloring in pattern books. I have a very old patterned book, and that's what it was, a book of patterns, and that's what I was coloring in before adult books became really a thing. And that book I got at United Art and Education. I was looking at colored pencils one day and I was like, oh, I need this book. This looks like a fun book. I'll have to see if I can dig it out. I've still got it somewhere. She's got 2 books due out, a 10 by 10 and a smaller book. Nice. That is one thing, when I get around to it. People have asked me for smaller copies of my books as well. And that is a pain in the butt to do. All right? You have to resize every single friggin' page for Amazon. You can't just say, reprint it on this size. It don't work like that. I've tried that. He's a nightmare. And I don't enjoy that process very much. So that's a back burner project. Not really one I'm very interested in doing. But it is on the list. But I will never not put the little miniatures in the front in any of my books ever again. I will never not do that because a lot of people like the miniatures. When you only have a few minutes to color, the little ones come in handy. And I was one of the first ones that did it. I was one of the original artists, including those in her books. And I did it before Joanna did. Yes, I did it before she did. Okay. Yep. You can go back and look at publication dates. So it is quite possible for 2 people to have the same idea, know nothing about each other, because I don't know her personally, and come up with the same idea. Yep. When she did it, then after I did it, I was going, I thought that was a brilliant idea. I'm glad she thought so too. Oh, yeah, I had a good laugh about that. When you think something is a good idea and you do it, and then you see somebody else do it, you're going, all right. you know? Rita Berman. I don't think I have any of Rita's books. I don't believe I do. Let me look real quick. I know the name, and I bet if I pull it up here, I'm going to go, oh yeah, I wanted that book. Oh, yep. Yes, adorable. And pull up her author page here. Hopefully she has one. CO. Which one is your favorite from Rita? Yeah, now I'm following her. I probably would like Hidden Earth or Hidden Oceans. Just by looking at the colors here. Hidden Seasons coming out. Beautiful. They are a smaller book, right? See, that is what I'm hoping eventually, is to have an entire library of books like that. We gotta get the RV done first. Her summer, winter, and the compilation books. Ah, you have the German books. I bet that means not lots of good paper. Or better paper. Oh, I see what you mean in the titles. Yeah, I can't pronounce those either. I'm not German. Ah, good deal. Good deal. I'm going to look into these further when I get off of here. I don't want to take up time looking on Amazon right now, but I've followed her and I'm gonna order a book next time I order books. So, because yeah, some of that needs to be in my collection. I like classical coloring. I guess that's what I've decided to call the style that I like. You know, the kind of Kirby Roseanne and Joanna Bashford and Rita Berman. Yes, I like that style. I am not a cozy colorist. I'm sorry, everybody. I'm just not. I wish I was. You know, I'm sure I would be more popular if I was. But I am not a cozy colorist. I cannot get into it. I'm into adult coloring because I want to color more adult subjects. There, I said it. I want to color the details. I want to color things that you don't find in simpler books, I guess. I don't know, they all seem like children's books to me. The Hidden series is the same books, just printed in English, and they are bigger. Oh. Is that it? Makes sense to me. I know we've talked about that before. Not for you either. I cannot get into it. I mean, I like, don't get me wrong, I like teddy bears and cute animals, and I don't want to color them though. I just don't. And I'm not a marker person either, and I'm sure that has something to do with it because a lot of people use markers on them. I mean, I'll do occasional marker work, but you know, I've done a whole book before and that was enough. I like my pencils better. That's why I call it classical coloring, what I enjoy. That's the term I finally came up with. Because I don't know what else to call this. You know, if they can make that up and call it cozy, I can make mine up and call it classical. All right, now I'm cracking myself up. Let me get a drink here. And that's why I'm excited about the Kalours coming in. I want to see how they compare to the other pencils that I already have. And I have a lot of pencils. I do. I mean, let's see here. Let's see if I can pull this out here. Of course, I'm dropping stuff. Come out of there. Oh. Ooh, something fell. I mean, they're dusty. But there's a box of miscellaneous pencils. There's some staplers. There's some design watercolor. There's some Crayolas. And I have box after box like this. You know, that I haven't separated out. Good job. I mean, it's... The amount of pencils I have is in the stupid category. I don't think I have 4,000 like, what's her face? Sarah Renee Clark. But I probably do have 1,000 pencils. That's just one little box, you know. I've got a lot of Stetlers. I've got a lot of Crayolas. I mean, this other box here, this one, those are the Prismacolors that are either backups or I just don't use right now, you know. So, I did not need more pencils. I wanted more pencils. And since you and Hillbilly spoke so highly of the Kalours, that's why I got them. So, how's that? We did not do our affirmation for today yet. Oh, that's the other days. I am brave, I am fierce, I can do hard things. There's our card for today. I am brave, I am fierce, I can do hard things. Remodeling an RV is a hard thing to do. I don't even have all my pencils out here. That's the scary part. I don't even have all my pencils in one place. I am a pencil gal. There's no two ways about it. Oops. Let me get resituated here. I have to have my pencils. And I'll get them out and compare them and make swatch cards and everything else, once a year or so. So, once the new Kalours come in, I'll be doing that. I gotta swatch them because they're brand new to me. And I want to see how close the black grape is to that. Yeah, make some room. I'm trying. I cleaned out a whole bunch of construction debris out of the corner of the studio yesterday. So, that's a big old mess. Once I get things moved around, if the cooler weather holds, hopefully this weekend, I'll be in a new place the next time you see me by Tuesday. Not that it will be the completed studio. That's a long ways off yet, but dark gray violet. Thank you. Oh yeah, that's the first pencil I'm going to go for. I want to see how it compares to the black grape. So look forward to a video with my opinions and the swatching. I hope so. It'll be fun to do. But I'm going back to my original plan with the RV, and that is to rip everything out and start at the bones. And that means I got to move into a different space because I already ripped out the cabinets over there and everything else. Which is what I wanted to do in the first place, and my ex didn't want to do that. No, I want all the wiring gone. I want all the piping gone. I want everything gone except for the studs and the metal. And I want to rebuild from there. So it's a long-term project. Like, for instance, right now I don't sleep in the bedroom because there's a leak above the bed. And I don't want to get rained on. That's the next major thing to go, is to get somebody out here to help me with the roof. I've got all the materials ready to go. I just got to get somebody else to help me get up there. Well, not me. Me getting up there at that point is dangerous. I cannot do ladders anymore. But if it comes down to it though, I'll start building a platform. A sturdy platform, and make my way up there if I have to do it. I'm determined and I'm stubborn, Sherry. I will figure it out. Physical limitations. We're going to work around them. We're going to figure it out. And that's the other part too, is why don't I just build a roof around it? put a new permanent roof up there. That's crossed my mind too. Right? We just have different physical abilities. Non-standard physical abilities. There we go. I like that. Like I tell folks anymore, hey, walking's not my thing. I need to get me some power wheels. American Pie. Isn't that what this one's called? Yeah, Don McLean, American Pie. Right? I can understand that completely. Now, we don't get feet upon feet of snow, but yes, with the flat roof, it would be better if it was angled because of the snow. But since I am not made out of money, I got to find somebody to help me work on it for free. So, or in exchange for meals, you know. Hey, I'll cook you something, but come help me with the roof. Either that or I got to start selling a whole lot more books. Yes! Yes! Drove my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. Exactly. We gotta be about for a minute now. All right. See, that's why I listen to music when I color. Gives me an excuse to move. They did a remake. Don McLean did a remake with Home Free. Do you know that group, Home Free? They're an a cappella group. Anyway, they did a re-release of this with Home Free, and it is beautiful. That's your singing for the day? Right? Hey, I didn't say I was a good singer. I do sing, but I'm not any good at it anymore. I have lots of enthusiasm to make up for it, though. Okay. The group is called Home Free, and they do a lot of a cappella works of other people's. And they're really good at it. And in this case, they actually got Don McLean to sing with them. They did a God Bless the USA with, oh gosh, what's his name? Oh, it's driving me nuts now. Lee Greenwood and the United States Army, I think it was. Beautiful piece. They've done other songs like Elvira and 9 to 5, and they're really, really good. Right? Yeah, they're really good. Look them up. I think you'd like them. Something happened with their group though, and they one of their members left. He was a redhead, and I really liked him. Austin somebody. And I really miss him in the group because he was a cracker. But if you look on some of their older videos, you'll see him. He's the redhead. I miss him. I don't know what happened. Yeah, Merle Haggard, Waylon Jennings. Yes, you got that from your daddy, didn't you? I like that. Oh, that was lime peel, by the way. This is kelp. That's what I thought, Sherry. That's awesome. Yeah, my mom and dad loved a lot of things. They loved oh, they loved the early my mom loved the early AC/DC. She loved the Rolling Stones. She loved Hook. Rupert Holmes, Escape the Pina Colada Song. Charlie Daniels. I got my love of Charlie Daniels from my mom and dad. Oh, that is awesome. I don't think my mom and daddy ever sang to me on the phone. Now, when I was real little, my mom and I sang together. And we sing some of the weirdest songs to this day. And we sing in the car together when we go somewhere. Earlier, when I was in waiting for the fish to be done, I came back out and the radio was just blaring. And I told my mama, I said, "Oh, you must have been out here jamming." And she's like, "Yeah, the Hook song from Hook was on, and a couple other songs were on." And she's like, "I had to turn it up." I'm not a big opera fan either. I cannot get into it. I like a little bit of everything else, though. We like the old musicals too, Mom and I do. Like Cabaret and Grease and Little Shop of Horrors and, you know, traditional show tunes. And I know more songs than I can recall off the top of my head. I used to be a DJ for a while. Long time ago. Long time ago now. Speaking of Rupert Holmes, Escape the Pina Colada Song just came on the radio. Or just came on the headphone. Must have been listening to me. Now, I will say, I do not like a lot of today's music. Always out in the garden. Yep. Well, we had winters here to fill. The Sound of Music, uh, that sort of thing. I'm not a big fan of much of what's out these days. I think there's too much auto tuning and not enough natural talent, which is probably why I like Home Free. They're not using any instruments. If those boys couldn't sing, they couldn't have a group. And they don't create songs with enough of a story anymore. I mean, look at Alice's Restaurant. Now talk about a song with a story. Holy moly. Pasadena. Oh yeah, I bet. No snow there, huh? I would like to go someplace more temperate eventually, instead of dealing with, Mother Nature's mood swings. But I know I would miss fall if I went somewhere too far south. I love the color of the changing of the leaves. And plus, fall is when sunflowers pop up. Late summer, early fall, late fall. That's sunflower season. I'd probably be best if I just traveled and skipped the winters here. Oh, wow. See, that's something I can't imagine. I cannot imagine not seeing the snow or not having grown up with it. But my experience, I was in the blizzard of 70, 78 with the 612 feet of snow, missing school for the week and not being able to get groceries or anything. And I know that's why my mom stocks up now on groceries. We had really inventive meals that week. Or for a couple weeks, actually, because everything was delayed and. Ooh. Oh, I bet. I bet living in the South is way, way different. Like, I do not recommend going to Georgia in July. I did that one year. I don't recommend it. You got to have a shower from your shower, I swear. I mean, it's bad here, but it is not Georgia bad. The house I visited, too, didn't have any air conditioning. That year I was dying because I wasn't used to living outside. you know. It probably would not bother me as much these days. Yeah, it had I known they didn't have air conditioning before I went on the trip, I probably would not have gone. But I went to go visit friends at the time, and it was rough. Of course, they were more used to it, but not me. Now, I've been to Albuquerque before. I went there for a week when I was in high school. That was lovely. And they kept warning me about the dry heat. Drink, drink, drink. I'm like, what is not that hot here? Because they didn't have the humidity. So to me, I didn't think it was hot. Whereas around here, it gets 80 degrees and we get humidity, and oh boy, that's a kick in the butt. So I've been in Indiana for 3 years and just now dealing with the humidity, right? And the humidity has been really bad this year. I mean, it started off, we had a wet, wet spring, and then we went right into summer with the humidity, and we got August weather in June, you know. So, no doubt it's hard. Is he the one that you were telling me about yesterday that was having the hard time with the humidity? Oh, that I believe. The dry air will chap your lips so bad that you'll bleed. That I believe. See, I was only out there a week, so I didn't really experience that part of it. I just couldn't figure out why they kept saying it was so hot. Then again, I was a teenager. What did I know? I was invincible. Oh, bless his heart. Bless his heart. Well, you can tell him a native told you that the humidity is off the scale this year. Whoops. Oven hot, right? All right. Good deal. Olive green. Yeah, this summer is, I might be going kayaking tomorrow. Speaking of summer heat, um, they have an annual event here every year where they intentionally flood the river to the perfect height to go inner tubing down. Well, I don't tube, but I do take my kayak out. Anyway, there's going to be probably a lot of people on the water tomorrow. And if I can't find anybody to go with me, I am going to go by myself. My one friend is currently in Arizona right now visiting a different friend. And she usually goes with me. Well, she's not available this year. And I can't find anybody else that wants to go or is available. But I know there are going to be a lot of people there. I just don't know. Anyway, it's a safe day to be on the water. And by now I have enough experience that ain't nothing bad going to happen to me. I've been down this section of the river a million times. You know, that sort of thing. Not that I won't be cautious, but I don't have the fear that I had when I first started out either. And I want to go. I want to go because I like kayaking. I got to get over the fear sometime. Not to mention, my phone is in a waterproof case and there will be other people around, even though I don't know them. Um, and I can get a cell phone signal the whole river down. There's no point where I'm cut off. And if I crash and hit my head, hey, I died doing something I love. So, if I tip the kayak and lose something, oh well, I'll replace it. I'll take a cooler with drinks and snacks like I always do. I'll have my life vest. And this particular part of the river, I have probably been down 100 times. So, it doesn't make me careless, it makes me experienced at this point. It's not like I'm going to be out in the back 40 and have to worry about a serial killer on the river. I'm not along some stretch of the river where nobody goes either. And who knows, I might go live from the river, but I'll probably do it longer this time. If I could figure out a way to take my coloring stuff along and not have it get soaking wet, I don't have a dry bag. Um, Heck, I'd color from the river. I've thought about that a lot, about getting a dry bag and packing up my stuff. Going out and coloring on the river. I've thought about that a lot. Or from the reservoir. I don't know about that woman in Maine. What happened? Somebody get attacked out kayaking? If so, that doesn't surprise me. Right? I think it would be beautiful. You know, I could pull off to the side and set up there and color and do a live video. I think I want to do that before the end of the summer. Because I think that would be epic to color along the water there. I'm going to figure it out. I can keep my supplies dry on the way. I just need to get a dry bag or a dry box big enough. I'd rather have a dry box. Because the one that I have, where is it? There it is. It might, wait, it might fit. Well, hi, TK. Hang on. It might fit my little book. Hold on. Hold your horses. Let me grab it. Let me move this. Let me move this. We're going to look. We're going to look real quick. Because Amy's crazy enough to do this, you know. All right, here's my dry box, right? Oh, please fit. Please fit. I'll have to thin out my pencils. Hang on. Will this box, I wonder if this box will fit in that box. If not, it's okay because... Let's see here. Oh! Look at that! Gosh darn it! The box won't fit, but will the book fit? Oh! That much. That much too small to fit my book. Gosh darn it. Oh my gosh, that's horrible, Sherry. That is awful. No, I don't live anywhere where that should happen. Gosh, I was really hoping it'd fit with what I had. But nope, my box is just a little bit too small. Darn it. I was excited there for a minute. Right? It won't even fit in the lid or anything. Gosh darn it. I'm going to have to get a bigger dry box. All right, that's all there is to it. Anyway, my dry box. Oh, I got to charge this up. Hang on. Waterproof speaker. Oh, bless her heart. Waterproof speaker. That always goes in my dry box. Let me go ahead and get it on the charger for tomorrow. Because, of course, I play music on the river. Oh, wrong charger. I need a C charger. How you doing today, TK? We got off talking about kayaking. Where's this one? Oh. That is very sad. No, there should be a ton of people on the water tomorrow. So I'm not worried about that. And like I said, if I die kayaking, what a way to go. I'm doing something I love. Anyway, I play music. I also play the harmonica on occasion on the water. I'm terrible at it, but I play it anyway. That's my train impression. Just a little cheap harmonica. But that goes in my dry box too. Of course, a good pair of prescription sunglasses. My phone goes in there when I'm not using it because I don't want it to go overboard by accident. You know, that sort of thing. Anyway, odds and ends go in there. All right, back to coloring. Here's what I'm working on, TK. Working on some sunflowers today. Of course, let me rearrange my mess over here. For right now, go over there. So I'm going to have to think of something to get my stuff down on the water, dry, you know, keep it dry along the way. I'll figure something out. Might not be tonight before I go, but I'll figure something out. Well, that's real smart of me. Oh. Well, somewhere along my excitement just there, I just lost my blender. Oh, there's one of them. It'll be all right. Like everything else, I'll find it eventually. Let me look real quick. Oh, huh. I don't have it on here. I currently have the largest dry box that they sell at my local store. Gosh darn it. So I will have to order something. Speaking of ordering, let's look at the Amazon. It still says 215 to 415. Oh, no, you're not going to regret it, TK. Let me show you. Let me pick it back up here again. A dry box, in this case, makes sure that everything that's inside of it stays dry. It's got a special seal right here, waterproof seal, that prevents water from getting in the box once you latch it with this special latch. Everything inside of it now will stay dry. And I've got the biggest one that our local Walmart sells. You can dunk it underwater and everything inside is going to stay dry. Make sense? Yes, that's what I was hoping for, that I could put my colored pencils and a coloring book in here, but it's just a little bit too small. But normally I put my sunglasses in there. I put a, let me grab it. I put a cloth so I can dry my hands. Like when I want to get a snack when I'm out kayaking, I take this along so I can dry my hands on it. I put my harmonica in there. I put my phone in there too when I'm not using it so I don't drop it in the water. Walmart or online. In the sporting goods section. And then it's got a double-ended lanyard on it so I can hook it to the kayak. So even if I tip over the kayak, this will stay attached to the boat so I don't lose it. Anyway, I take that with me every time I go kayaking. So it is not a dumb question at all. Any sporting goods store should sell them. Yes, they do. It's very, very handy. Olive green. I was on the olive green. And they come in different sizes. That one that I have is $15. So not very expensive. If I go up another size, it'll probably cost me another $5. So, yes, Dick's Sporting Goods should sell them because they sell kayaks. It is considered a boating accessory. Yeah, just a dry box. That's what they're called. Oh, you might also look for waterproof box. But yeah, dry box. Keeps everything in it dry. Like this box that I have here, that my pencils are in, even though it snaps shut with these little clips, this box is not a dry box. If I submerge this box, even clipped shut, underwater, water's going to get in it. With the dry box, everything in there will stay dry. So just because a box latches doesn't necessarily mean it's waterproof. Does that make sense? Yes, I do put my phone. My phone is always in a waterproof case all year round because I spill things on my phone. I learned that a long time ago. So my phone is already in a waterproof case by Body Glove. That's the brand name. That is a must-have for my life. I am not taking chances with my phone. But when I'm not actively using it, I put it in the dry box because the dry box is attached to the kayak at all times. So even if I do tip the kayak, the dry box is going to be attached to the kayak. Yes, a small coloring book, a smaller coloring book though than what I have. I don't have a small enough book to fit in there. I can make one, but it ain't going to be here by tomorrow. Oh, I could take some artist trading cards. Now those would fit in there. Throw some down in a Ziploc so that they don't get wet if I open the box or when I open the box. Oh, and I should go out to the van and get my short Crayolas. Remember I was telling you about that, Sherry? How I've got this little box that's got Crayolas in it. See, now my mind's working. How can we do this tomorrow with what I've got? I could pre-draw some little sunflowers or something on the pages. Do y'all know what artist trading cards are? Or artist tiles? Here, let me get them. Boy, I'm doing everything today but coloring, it seems like. And by the way, I'm going to be doing some of these and offering them for sale soon. Get out of here. These are artist tile sets. I think they're 4 by 4 inches, 3 by 3 inches. I got them originally to tangle on, to draw on. And I've done a whole bunch of work on them. Not that it's good work, but oh, there's a puppy dog. They're just little pieces that I've done random things on. Random spatterings. I've done a lot of scribbling. The really good ones I pulled out and they're in a portfolio. You know, test out colors on, draw on. I told you I had piles and piles and piles of stuff that I just doodle on. I wasn't kidding. Yes, you could definitely play a game of memory on them. Anyway, they come in both black and white. You know, little fun critter. Whole bunch, you know, a whole bunch of nothings. The good stuff. Oh, here's a funny looking critter. The good ones I pulled out and they're in my portfolio. These ones are just hanging around for funsies. You can get them on Amazon, Sherry. Oh, there's a couple more in here. I did a kayaking one. Oh, here's the one I call Yoda. Because it kind of looks like Yoda. With the lightsabers. I think they're 3 by 3 inches. Oh, there's the other pencil. Oops. Oh, pardon my head. Looks like they're technically 3.5 by 3.5. Ha! Yes, you saw a dog's face. Yes. But yeah, I could definitely take something like that on the trip. Let me get these put away real quick. That would fit. You know, just maybe draw a couple sunflowers on them real quick before I go. Could definitely do that. Matter of fact, well, I've got this open. You know, I've got a few of them right here. I'll pull these out and do something after the live with them. All right. Let me get my box closed up here. Come on. Oh, look. Huh, I wonder if these will fit. Hang on, let me check something real quick. Yes, they would be nice for journals. Ha 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 ha. Looky here. Ha 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 ha. Hang on. Ha 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 ha. Now let me show you what's in there. Well, I got mine a while back, so the packaging might be different. But looky what's in here. These are not the best pencils in the world, but there's a full set of 12 pencils. And most importantly, there's a sharpener. And they'll fit in that box, right like that. But anyway, they're not the best quality, but they'll work. Or I could put Prismas in there. All right, so that's pulled out. So tomorrow from the river, we'll do some coloring. No, TK, my mom is on oxygen and in a wheelchair full time. So she no longer goes with me. She used to in the past, but she no longer goes. No. So, as a matter of fact, we had the discussion about selling her kayak. Just recently. So. But yeah, I could definitely do something like that. Hang on, I'm putting this stuff away. For sure you are. Fall over. That'd be fun. I could do that. My book will not fit, though. Well, you see, I used to have a lot more people go with me kayaking. One of them moved away. The other one is not here to go because she's in Arizona currently. So, yeah. And it's heartbreaking. But she cannot go any longer, so thank you, Sherry. I got those as a free sample, believe it or not. This right here. Because I wanted to sell them, you know, as a promo on a website. You know, buy the book and I'll throw in some pencils for you, but I didn't like the quality of the pencils. They weren't good enough for me. So I decided not to go with the product. If they put some higher quality pencils in it, then we'll talk. But until then, we ain't doing it. Because I wanted to offer my books with a set of pencils already that was affordable, but that ain't it. Right? I love the case. It's even got a ruler on it, a straight edge, everything. You know, comes with a little sharpener. Great concept. Fails my quality control. Actually, hang on. Nope, not this book. Let me find it. Not that one. This picture I did with them. I did this picture with those pencils. It's not that they are necessarily bad, but I wanted better quality. I really had to work hard to get these colors out of them. I had to press harder than what I like to press. So that is why I don't use them very often. And that is why I decided, my dad is here. So, and we've also got a friend that lives here. So she's got plenty. I'm not the only one. But yeah, that's why I decided not to go with them, because I wanted better quality. So now you know that story. But I'm not giving up the hope of finding some product like that that is workable, that meets my quality standards. I am always on the lookout. Yes, you have to work too hard to get the color out of them. You know what that's like. Yes, my mom and dad are still married to each other, and they still live in my childhood home. And I realize how much of an anomaly I am in that respect. And when she dies, my dad is going to be... I don't think my dad will be far behind her. It is one of those love stories for the ages. They were married in 1967. They bought this house in 1972. No, technically, I live with her. I live on the property. She lives in the house. We do not live under the same roof. Although I go see her and I visit her and I cook in there and use her shower, but technically we don't live together, no. Although we do live on the same property. It, Sherry, I'm sorry to hear that. And I know at my age especially that I am an anomaly. That my parents are still both living and that they are still married to each other. And I give thanks every day for that. Not many people get to be middle aged or older and still have both their parents living. Knock on wood. I joke with my mama all the time that I'm the luckiest girl in the world because I got to grow old with her. And if I talk about it too much, I'm going to start to cry. So let's not do that. I thank the stars for every day I have with her still. She is not in the best of health. And I still have a brother, too, that lives about 15 minutes away. And I have two nephews and two nieces. One of the nieces lives several hours away, but the other niece lives about an hour away. My two nephews are within 15 minutes. My one nephew, I have great nephews with him. My niece, I have a great niece, a great nephew, and another great niece due in September. My other niece that I don't see very often has two boys and a girl. So I have two great nephews there and a great niece there. Well, in my mother's case, though, she has absolutely got to watch me grow old. I'm over 50, TK. So. But it is nice to have that one person, hey, mom, did you have this go wrong with you? Absolutely. But anyway, enough about my mom and dad. I love them to death. I would do anything for them. But yes, my dad will be here. My dad is in much better health than my mama. So, But he doesn't cook, so he knows how to make grilled cheese and soup. And if I wasn't around, then that's what they would have, grilled cheese and soup or cereal every night for dinner. All right. I like that well enough. My black grape. Oh, I cannot wait for that Amazon package to come in. Oh, still just says out for delivery. Package was left in a secure location. Package was left in a secure location. I will be right back, everybody. Hang on, I will be right back. I'm going to go get my Amazon package. Oops. Oh, knocking things over. Oh. Let me catch my breath. Oh. All right. Whew. All right. We're going to put this aside for now. Bum-ba-da-bum. I'm opening the box. Oh. Woohoo! Item number 1. Look at that. Woohoo! I love Kirby. I love me some Kirby. Well, let me see here. This right here. This page right here. Yes, all beautiful, fresh, nice. That's going to be the first page I do. Right there. And then I'm going to do this one because he's cool too. I spent 50 hours probably on this page. And then my ex gave my book away. Was so angry. So there's my nice replacement book. Right? I mean, it's a beautiful book. I don't want to flip through everything. There's plenty of flip throughs online. But I mean, it's gorgeous. This is the book that made me fall in love with him. With Kirby, not my ex. I mean, but how cute are those? You know, these are all the pages I never got to color. I got to color exactly that one page before he gave it away. Now you can see why I got so upset that he gave my book away. I mean, it's just incredible. So much fun. So much fun. I cannot wait to start coloring in it. Anyway, that's the page I'm going to be doing first. I now have 3. I now have 3 of Kirby's books. I've got this one. I've got Mythomorphia. And I've got World of Color. If you do, Sherry, let me know. We'll color a picture together. Oh, yeah. You know which one I'm going to be starting with. I mean, it's so cute and adorable, and there's so many things in it to color. And when you think you look at one thing and then there's something else there, you're going, oh my goodness. And it's got a wide variety in it, you know? My ex got rid of it because he gave it to somebody else. My guess is he did it in a drug deal, TK, if you really want to know that. He probably exchanged it for drugs. Okay? That's my guess. So, I'm going to start with that page. Okay, and now, drum roll. The real star of today. Oh my goodness, it's heavy. The Kalour 120 set. Already came in a nice little case. Got a handle on it and everything. Oh, I'm so excited. Oh, it's even got a pocket on the outside here. Nice. Let's see what's on the inside. Oh, look at the pencils. Oh my goodness. What a beautiful selection of colors. I'll go through this stuff in a minute. It's got a sharpener in it. Nice. All right, where's that color? I don't think it's with the purples. I'll find it. Probably with the neutrals. Well, maybe it is with the purples. I'm going to have to look at the names. But it also comes with a colorless blender, an ink pen. Maybe it's a white gel pen. It's either an ink pen or a white gel pen. I'm not sure. White gel pen. Colorless blender. Pardon my head. I hope it's got that color in it. It's supposed to. Dark purple. I don't see it, Sherry. Oh no, I don't see it. I do not see the one color I was hoping for. Ooh, metallic violet. That'll be pretty. Oh no. Oh, look at all those greens. That's nice. It's not in here, Sherry. No. I cannot believe it. It's not in here. It is not in here. Wow. I am stunned now. Now I'm not happy. The one color that I was looking for is not in here. And it was on the list. a little coloring tutorial, which is very nice. Little how-to. Oh boy. They're going to hear from me. Because it was specifically in the listing. And I'm not seeing it anywhere. I looked there. I looked at with the black. Oh, there it is. There. Thank you, Sherry. Thank you. There it is, right there. Oh, heart attack. Thank you, Sherry. Thank you. You know, with a name like Violet, I'm looking in the violets. Found it. Right there. That's why we bought the set. Oh, that scared the crap out of me. I think we're going to rearrange these pencils. I looked at that and I didn't even see it. Gosh. Dark gray, black, dark gray, violet, right there. All right. Then it's got a color chart where you can swatch it. Ooh, the paper that it's on is really nice. Yes, Kalour lives another day. You have to understand, that's specifically why I bought this set. I wanted that pencil right there. Anyway, the paper that it's on is really nice. That the color chart is on. And then, and I love that it fits right in the case too. Looky here. It even came with a little coloring book. Says 30 sheets. We're going to open it up and see what's on them. Yeah, I'm like, don't tell me that we got the whole set and the one pencil is missing, because that was my biggest fear. Hang on, let me get the scissors out. I do not like shrink wrapped items. Arrgh. Come on off of there. Oh, I cannot. Ah. All right, there we go. There we go. Now we got it. Boy, getting old is hard. Shrink wrap doesn't come off the way it used to. All right, let's see what's in their little coloring book here. Oh, cutesy. Not as thick a paper as I would have liked, but it's not bad. Oh, that's darling. Kind of an off-white color. Well, you can tell they must be from China. Anime. Or maybe Japan. That's cute. A little lion there. Some birds. Oh, now that one's nice. The peacock. That's fun. A floral. Little palace. I don't know what that is. Oh, little carriage. Oh, princess. See, this is what I don't understand. These are so detailed. At so many teeny tiny little spaces that I'm not sure, even with the sharpest pencil that I've got, that I could get it in some of these areas. Butterfly. A cute koala. Ah, cute little tiger. Easter eggs. Little tree. A little floral tango piece. A fox. A dog. Not sure. A scorpion. But yeah, my poor eyes. Oh, well, there's a skull. I think the book itself lends more to fine liners than pencils. That's just my opinion. So don't buy the set for the book. That was not too bad. Little mandala or mandala. A couple of those. Few of those. Anyway, I'll do a longer review of everything maybe by Sunday. Depends on if I go kayaking tomorrow or not. That's it. I mean, a cute little book. It's got a wide variety in it. Good to sample on. But I really am impressed with the color chart. Now, if the paper in the book was the same paper as what the color chart is, awesome. And that's what I was hoping for out of that little book there, but it's not. But that's all right. It's still cute little fun book. I might do something with it some point in time. But this color chart is definitely the bomb. I really like it. So we're gonna have to swatch the colors. That's gonna take a minute. That's gonna take a long minute. There is some inconsistency in how they're sharpened. But that's again why I wish that they wouldn't pre-sharpen the pencils. They're not as sharp as what I'd like. They're a blunted point. But for 25 bucks, what do you expect? But I think they'd do better if they just skipped sharpening them and sent them out whole instead. I mean, because they sent they sent a sharpener. So I don't think there's any reason for manufacturers to sharpen the pencils for us. That's just my opinion. I wish none of them came pre-sharpened. But I like the case. The case is nice. And there is a wide variety of colors. But like, I would like all my greens on one page. No, I don't understand at all why they sharpen them. I really don't. I don't see the need. I don't see the need for them to sharpen them at all. Nobody likes them. I don't know of anybody that has ever gotten a pre-sharpened pencil and went, oh my gosh, this is exactly what I need. This is exactly my point, you know? Nobody does that. Nobody. But I definitely need all my greens on one page. You know. I'm gonna pull these out of here. They've got some beautiful looking neutrals here. You know, they've got a great color range. You've got a gold and a silver here. You know, several grays. What's this one? Warm gray. All right. Warm gray, light gray. That must be bronze. Metallic copper. Yeah, they did say there were some metallics in here. Burnt umber. Yeah, I just have never opened a set of pencils and went, ooh, that's the perfect point. But I definitely need all my greens on one page, so I will be rearranging. The blues I don't use as often, so I don't mind if the blues aren't on one page. And like some of these, I would put in more the purple range than the red range. I mean, plum to me is a purple color. This one right here, that goes in with the greens. It doesn't belong with the yellows. You know. So there is going to be some rearranging. And I'm not going to take the time to do that right now. But overall, a very nice set for 25 bucks. I think it's worth it. A lot of selection here. Now, of course, everybody wants to know, how do they color? I don't know yet. Let's find out, huh? Let's do a quick one. Let's randomly take a pencil. Where are we gonna put it down at? This will work. Whoops. Do not tip. Sorry, guys, I'm working with limited space here. Right? What's this color? That's not dark enough. Let's see here. Let's pull out this green. Dark green. Of course, I pull out dark green. We're not actually going to put it on this. Bum, bum, bum. Here we go. I've never used Kalours before in my life. Please be nice. This one is dark green, apparently. I like. It's not hard to get color out of them. They don't feel scratchy. We're gonna have a lot of fun with these. Yep, we're gonna have fun with these. They're not buttery like a Prismacolor, but they're not dry either. I think they're more like a polychromos than a Prismacolor. That's what I believe. But they don't feel as hard on my hand as the polychromos do. The polychromos kill my hand. That's why I don't use them. I do. I like them very much. We're going to have fun with them. Going to be a challenge learning how to use them. Because they are different than Prismas, but they layer nicely. Yeah, I don't think I'll have any problem with them. Like I said, they don't feel scratchy. They don't feel dry. Go away, bug. We've got a nice, beautiful color range to them. Emerald green. That's a nice range. I like that one. But that's what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to sit down and play with all of them. We're totally sidetracked now. But that's beautiful right there, Yeah, I like them. I do like them. I see why a lot of people like them. It was like 25 bucks for the set, which I don't think is bad at all. I think that's very affordable. Now, I don't like that they don't sell singles. That I am disappointed in. But for 25 bucks a set, you know, you can buy more pencils. Violet Lake. I don't think I'm going to sharpen them before I swatch them. I think I'm just going to swatch them as is. Because I don't have my good electric sharpener out here right now. Quite frankly, I don't want to sharpen 120 pencils at once. Now, y'all said you don't like the blender as well as you do the Prismacolor, correct? Right, 25 bucks, that's what the case costs. Excellent point. So, oh my gosh, you did by hand. Sherry, I props to you, but I think you're nuts. I don't think I can do it. I can't make myself do it, Sherry. Just the thought of it, even with my little handheld electric one. You know? Oh, it's the Derwent blender pencil that you don't like. All right. Well, I don't know that I actually have enough pigment down, but let me pull it out. Let's look at it. Here is the colorless blender. Again, I don't like the uneven sharpening, you know, but hey, it is what it is. Ooh, it's noisy. Ooh, I don't like that. It's noisy. I am going to sharpen this one, man. See if it helps it. Nope. So I'm not fond of the blender. It's a little bit scratchy. And it's noisy when it blends. So I'm not fond of it. It does a nice job. Even with the little pigment that I have down here. You know, it does smooth it out, but no. I like my Prismacolor better. Yeah, the Prismacolor blender is just hands down way better. This one does feel a little scratchy to me. That one probably didn't have enough pigment on it to make a difference. This one might. Oh yeah, the Prismacolor works with it beautifully. Works just fine. Even going over this one with the Prismacolor, I can't tell the difference, really. But the Kalour one is noisy and scratchy. So I don't like that. I think I'll stick to the Prismas for the blender. Oh. It did come with a white gel pen. Ugh. It's a very fine tip on it. Yeah. Don't buy it for the gel pen either. It's not bad. It's just, it's a very fine point on it. Good for fine details, I'd say. But there you go. There's my quick, honest review of the Kalour pencils. Oh. I do like the case. The case is pretty. The case is really nice. Would I recommend Kalour? Absolutely. Absolutely would recommend. Where were we? There we are. All right, we're going to put those aside for now. I'm going to get this one back out. We'll play with more. We'll play with those more next week. Yours were in a tin and you bought a case for it. How many did you get, Sherry? Did you get the big 500 set? The 120. All right, so you've got the same set I do then. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Yeah, the black grape versus the, what was that color again? Dark gray violet. I'll get it memorized. Yeah, they come up to, they have 500 colors altogether in the Kalour range. I You know, I've got thousands of pencils probably already. Do I need 500 in one set? I don't think so. But could you imagine? Maybe one of these days I'll buy it, but that'd be when I have money to spare. That would be when I have money to spare. You can call me Al, Paul Simon. Yeah, let me see how much the 500 set is. Oh no, I lied. 520 is their largest set. Currently on Amazon for 115 bucks. 520 in that set. I almost bought the set that had the 180 colored pencils and the 12 watercolor pencils. I almost bought that set. But I didn't. I went with the set I got anyway for like 25, 26 bucks. But yeah, currently the largest set is 520. Looks like. Sherry suggests picking out your favorites and making picture frames with the rest. Right? But yeah, that's the biggest set according to Amazon right now. That is just, you know, one of these days I'll buy it just for the sheer oh my goodness factor, but that day ain't going to be today. Which set? Sherry, with the watercolor pencils or the 520? I spent a good amount of time looking up Kalour the other day. And I got the set that best fit my budget and needs. Oh gosh, I don't even know. Yeah, they've got watercolor pencils apparently. Yeah, I don't know what 500 pencils weighs. I mean, the 120 is heavy enough, you know. It's not a, I mean, it's probably weighs a pound. I don't know. Maybe 2 pounds. It's a good bunch. But 500, I mean, I only have the 120 and I think it's fairly heavy. But how nice that that came during our live stream today. And I even told my mom this morning, I said, watch, it's going to come in the middle of my live stream. And that's pretty much what happened. 1 minute it's still out for delivery, and the next minute it was left in a secure location. Cool. Right, Sherry? I think 120 was my original Prismacolor set too. And it came in a cardboard box that you stood up. I am too. I am too. That made for a nice surprise today. Made that for a very nice surprise. TK, you still with us? Like I said, I'll do a full video later on. Sunday, Monday. Not gonna be today. Well, I might record some today, but that's 120 pencils. That's a lot of swatching. So I'm probably gonna have to do it in sections. And then I'll cut a lot of it out. And of course, then I got to pick a page to color with them. Decisions, decisions. Oh. That calls for some Hawaiian punch. It is hard to adult. But hey. It'll be fun to do too. But see, a lot of that nitpicky stuff like that, I'm not, I don't know if I can do a full video of swatching every single one. You know, there's other people that have done that. I'll probably do it long enough to show people how I swatch and then cut the video to some actual coloring. That's probably what I'll do. But I do want to swatch them before I do much with them. Just so I've got that handy dandy chart. Because I don't know these colors yet. I don't know them like I know my Prismas. Why duplicate work that somebody else has done? I don't know. You know, a lot of people ask why I don't do this or that or this or that. Well, you know what? If you want that information, you can find that resource. Somebody else already did it. Let's give them the credit. I don't need to redo it. I don't know. That's kind of how I feel. But I'll give my full opinion on them. You know, I just don't think it's necessary to show all the nitty-gritty details of my swatching. Somebody else already had fun doing that, not me. Or as I say, I want everybody to win. And if somebody else has a great resource, oh, train. Anyway, if somebody already has done the work and has a great resource, I'll recommend it, you know? I have no problem doing that. Now, because I haven't looked, I don't know what that resource would be off the top of my head. You know, I can't tell you right at this moment who is a fantastic Kalour person to follow. Right, right. I will give my basic, hey, here's how I swatch. But other than that, imagine that times 120. There you go. Boom. Boom, done. I don't think it's necessary to watch me swatching. And I'll be happy to share the finished card. But all that stuff in between, it's picky work that I'm not interested in doing. I'm not interested in recording that. Right? Yeah, it's gonna take a while. I mean, I will probably start working on it tonight, but I also have a painting to finish and dinner to make, or dinner to get. I don't have to cook tonight. There's plenty of leftovers in there. There, that looks nice. Now you can see the difference. It's the same base colors. This one I've added black grape to, and this one I have not yet added the black grape. That's why I did it that way. I love black grape. Yes, we all do color at our own pace, but I still think anybody swatching 120 colors is going to take more than 120 minutes. I think that's going to take a minute, you know? I really do. But I don't mind explaining why I do things the way I do either, you know, and I hope somebody learns from it. But if they say, oh my goodness, that's beautiful, yeah, it probably took me 40 or 50 hours. I'm a slow colorist on my good stuff. I just am. And I don't mind putting in the time for my style. But if you want the style, you ain't going to do it in an hour. It's just not gonna work. I adjust bit by bit. I don't hurry. My enjoyment comes in laying down the colors, not in a finished piece. And I like company when I color too, so sometimes. Sometimes I don't want company, but a lot of times I just like to sit and chat and color. I find it relaxing and fun. But my favorite part is just putting the color down. Yes, you can tell who takes time and who doesn't, especially in pencils. Some people are out here just coloring to get it done. And that's not me. I don't care if I finish a piece. I don't need to finish a piece a day or 5 pieces a day or whatever. It's not fun for me. If that's fun for you, if you're watching this and that's fun for you, go for it. Go for it. But that's not me. And if you can go faster than me and still get the same result, hey, more power to you. But to me, that's not the same result, even if it looks similar. Would I like to be a faster colorist? Not really. You know, in this hurry, hurry world, I like to slow down. That's a good idea. If you're too much in a hurry, by all means, cut back on the buddy colors. Color what you want. Color for yourself. Always do that first. Always color for yourself first. And I think anybody that has even known me for 5 minutes knows that there's a lot of popular stuff in the coloring world that I don't care about at all. You know, I want to know, will you sit around my campfire and color with me? That's what I want to know. That's the people I want. I don't care what you have. I don't care what you color with. I honestly do not care. But I want to know if you'll sit around the campfire with me. Heck yeah, I want to know that. If you're too good to come sit around the campfire with me, then I don't want to color with you. Does that make me a horrible person? I don't think so. It makes me uninterested in whatever fad there is at the moment. You know, it took me a long time to order the Kalours. They became popular a year and a half ago. I didn't jump on the train right away. Year and a half ago. Number one, I wanted to see if they were going to stick around. Oh wow, 10 to 15 a month. Yeah, that's too many, Sherry. I'm not sure how you'd have time for much of anything else. Yeah, that's the other thing is, you know, I've got a garden to tend to right now. The beans need picked. That's probably a Sunday project at this point. Yeah, that would not leave me with any time. No, I do not. I am not a trendsetter. I am not anything trendy. You know, the t-shirt you see me wearing, I probably had for 5 years. So I don't even care, you know. I'm not even a trendsetter when it comes to clothes. I am classic. I am old school. I am not in a hurry. I'm doing it because I want to relax. I want to have fun. I want to spend time with friends. I want to, you know, I want to make books that people enjoy. That many different skill levels can color. You know, I myself have hand issues. I've got a lot of bigger shapes in my book because my mom has hand issues. You know, do I like doing Kirby? Oh, I love doing Kirby. Do I want to draw like Kirby? Heck no, I don't want to draw like Kirby. The Kalour pencils hit right when Arteza expert colored pencils kind of disappeared. They still have the 120, but they used to be open stock. Really? Huh. Yeah, and maybe Kalour will eventually go to open stock. I don't know. That is their one main drawback that I see could make them more popular. Sorry, I just got a shoulder cramp. Remember, I just told you it's about time to call it a day, but um, that would give them longevity, the Kalours. It depends on what their goal is, too. Is their goal to get people invested? Or is it just to sell pencils? You know, Prismacolor and Polychromos at one point in time had artists invested. 100% sold on their product. People were one or the other. You were either a poly girl or a Prisma girl. There was no crossover, there was no swap in between. But with the decline in the quality of the Prismacolors, people have started expanding. Because the quality dropped. And you can't retain an artist population with a product if you're not giving out an artist quality product. You know, how many years, you know, there's a lot of talk about, oh, have fun, Dee Dee. Or have fun, Dee Dee. Have fun, Sherry. I love you too. You have a beautiful weekend. I'm going to continue on my thought while, for anybody that's watching, it's not in chat. But what I'm trying to say is, who is your customer? Do you want to build brand loyalty, or do you want to just sell pencils? Kalour, I'm looking at you right now. If you want to build brand loyalty, bring out the singles. Sell the single pencils. That would get your brand loyalty up. As it is, you know, if I run out of a Kalour pencil, I'm not immediately going to buy another set. I'm going to work around it with the other pencils that I have. You know, if you sold open stock, then when I get a dozen pencils that I need replaced, I'd be putting an order in for a dozen different colors. But if I only have a dozen pencils, I'm not going to order the 120 set. I won't need them. And that's wasting, and I hate unnecessary waste in life. That's pencils I probably won't ever use in my lifetime. Because there are some colors that I will not use beyond swatching them. It's the same way I am with my Prismas. You know, there are some pencils that I just do not use. I showed you the box earlier. You know, those are either spares or they're just colors I don't have an interest in using. But we've gotten to talk a lot today about different pencils and gotten to open some new ones and got to look at Imagimorphia. I love that book, by the way. That's what got me hooked on Kirby Roseanne's to begin with. I love his style. I don't want to draw like him. I want Kirby to draw like Kirby. I want me to draw like me. I don't want to paint like anybody else. I want everything I do to be an expression of me and not a reflection of somebody else. But Prismacolor lost a lot of their base when they dropped the quality. A lot of artists went to a lot of higher quality pencil. A lot of higher priced pencils. The brand loyalty didn't stick when you dropped the quality Prismacolor. I love my Prismacolors, but a lot of what I have in my Prismacolor set are still my original pencils back from the late 90s or early 2000s before the quality dropped. So it's no wonder I still love them. Some of the newer pencils, I have a few of the newer pencils since then. A lot of them are not as pigmented. They don't have that high quality pigment that the originals had. They've got too much filler wax in them. And you can tell when you lay them down. Your tooth will fill up really quick, and you don't get the deep color that you want. It's just what I've noticed on some of the newer Prismacolors. That's all. They're not my favorites. The Kalours, to me, feel more like a poly than a Prismacolor, but they're not as hard as a poly. I don't think. Let me swatch them first before I give my final opinion. That's why I'm going to do a video about them. That's why I will swatch them and do a piece before I make a final judgment on them. But from what I've done so far today, I like them just fine. Let's see how that looks. I think I want to bring in a little bit more of that line peel back here. Now this leaf, I wanted darker than this leaf to begin with. But I think this one needs a little bit line peel brought back in here. And that's the other reason why I don't press hard, why I don't obliterate the tooth. So that I can make minor adjustments like this. If you're having trouble layering your pencils, you're probably pressing too hard. Let the pencil do the work. Go away, Fluffy. You were not invited to this party. I like that. That looks a little better now. Now then you notice these are flower petals, right? The little pointed ended pieces right in through here, ones with the little sharp points on them. If you flip a sunflower over, it's on the back side of the sunflower head itself. And that's what these little bits are here. These are the big leaves that are on the stem itself. These little ones are on the back of the sunflower head. All right, TK. Cool. Color and a smiley face. But I'm going to start with this petal next. I'm hitting my board over here. Or my other level here. This is just some deco yellow. Speaking of smiley face. And I call this a base color. Overall, what color is an object? That's its base color. Overall, usually, the majority of sunflower petals are yellow. Oh, good deal. Good deal, TK. Here in about 15 minutes, I'm going to finish up. and stop for the day in about 15 minutes. So, and I tend to leave the white of the paper where I want to highlight. I know it's hard to see with this pale yellow, but you can see it in the leaves where I wanted the highlight to shine the most. I just left the white of the paper. A lot of people don't do that. I do. I like the look better. I need to sharpen this pencil, so I'm going to sharpen a pencil real quick. And this is canary yellow. And add a pop of color. And then I'll color around the highlight. And you don't get a color to pop by making it brighter. You know, yellow's already a bright color. You make the color pop by putting contrast with it. Yellow ochre. Go away, fly. Go away. Now suddenly there's 3 colors of yellow on the page. I know it's a little difficult to see, but yes, now all of a sudden there are 3 colors there. There's a light, medium, and dark. Goldenrod. Canary yellow. Deco yellow. Mineral orange. Canary. Black grape. You sharpen that one a little bit. Let's see if I can zoom in now. And now we've got a realistic looking sunflower petal with a nice highlight on it. Looks like there's a crease in the petal. Looks like there's shadows down here. We've got 2 leaves here now that have great depth to them. You can just feel them bending in the wind and growing, and all sorts of life to them. Really that simple. Really is. Just take your time, you know? Take your time and enjoy. We got a whopping 1 petal done on it today. I'm okay with that. I really am. I want to thank everybody for coming to join me today. I color every Tuesday and Friday at 1 o'clock or thereabouts. On Tuesdays, I color from the Mystical Lands of Clanadra, Autumn's Magic by Karen Myers. Let me grab out the book here. Right here's that book. Oh, we got to zoom back out. Hang on. Let me zoom back out here. I think that's as far as the zoom goes. There we go. Good enough. Mystical Lands of Clanadra, Autumn's Magic by Karen Myers. TK, yes, I am on Facebook. You can find that link on my profile page on my channel. I will say that I am probably currently on YouTube more than I am on Facebook. But my link is on my profile page. Anyway, on Tuesdays we color from the Mystical Lands of Clanadra, Autumn's Magic by Karen Myers. I am not endorsed, supported, or otherwise sponsored by Karen Myers. I just love her work. I love her work as much as I love Kirby Roseanne's or Joanna Basford. I mean, look at this. How adorable. This is the first page we colored, Sunnyvale Acorn. We then went to the start. We did Ancient Oaks Academy, and there is a tutorial on how to do that background on my page. Autumn Ridge Acres. Every Tuesday, we color in this book. 1 o'clock. Blazing Baron's Fireside. There's a tutorial on how to do the brickwork. Bumble's Abode. Camp Equinox or Equinox, we just did this one. Last week we just finished this one up. And then on this coming Tuesday, we are going to be doing Faye's Friends and Flowers. How fun will this page be? Reminds me of New Zealand with the fern here. Gorgeous pages. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. You can buy her books on Amazon as well. I hope to see you on Tuesday. If you're awake Monday, Wednesday, Friday, every morning at 9 a.m. Eastern Time, Hawaiian Hillbilly hosts a coloring channel as well. You will often catch me in there. You'll catch Sherry, who you heard me talking to, and TK in there as well. We get together and color and chit-chat and have a nice time in the mornings. If you're into Farming Simulator, oh, here's my book, Ivy Sunflower Spectacular. You can get it on Amazon. If you're into Farming Simulator, Sunday nights at 8 p.m. I go live with that. We sit down and have some fun. Monday, Wednesday, Friday at midnight, Hawaiian Hillbilly also hosts Farming Simulator 25. I have promoted a number of other players that play Farming Simulator 25. You can find that on my community page, where all my posts are. Make sure you check that every so often, because I'll throw up things. I'll toss up things there that I don't talk about or haven't presented anywhere else. So make sure you keep an eye on my community page. If you do have something you want me to see, please make sure you put it up there. I've enabled that so that everybody can join in and show me what you're working on. I love to see what people are doing. If you're coloring out of my books, I would especially love to see it. That would be great. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and call it a day now. It is 5 o'clock here. I hope you've had a wonderful time with us today, and I hope to see you on the flip side. Take care, everyone, and have a beautiful evening.